So this week, once again, we have a ton of, well, not a ton of, but 7 really interesting stories. And to kick it off, we have
Evan
That's right.
from the USA who lives in Indonesia.
네, 네, 에반 씨의 이야기를 들어볼 차례인데요. 에반 씨가 어떤 선생님을 또 기억하고 있는지 불러볼까요?
Okay, Evan 씨,
나와주세요.
나와주세요.
My favorite teacher that I've ever had was actually my 4th grade teacher. So it's a teacher that I had actually kind of a long time ago when I was maybe 10 years old. So about, almost 22 years ago. The reason he was my favorite teacher is, one, he was the first guy teacher I ever had. He was the first boy teacher I had. So I felt like I could relate to him a little bit more than the teachers I'd had previously. But mostly the reason he's my favorite teacher is because I thought his class was different from everything I've had before and really everything I've had since. His class felt more like, in his class I felt less like a student and more like I was like a member of a team, and I really liked that. It made me want to try really hard.
와, 아까 메간 선생님이 4학년 때 선생님이 가장 기억에 남는다고 했는데
Yeah. And Evan also really liked his 4th grade teacher and remembers him as well.
네, 뭐 일반화할 수는 없겠지만
Right.
일단 이 두 경우는 겹치네요.
Right.
What a coincidence.
I know, what a crazy coincidence.
That's
so
right.
I bet you're wondering what Evan said about his teacher. So we're going to go over it line by line.
네, 한 줄 한 줄 공부해 보겠습니다.
Okay, so the first thing he says is, my favorite teacher that I've ever had was actually my 4th grade teacher. My favorite teacher that I've ever had was actually my 4th grade teacher.
제가 제일 좋아하는 또는 제가 좋아했던 선생님은 4학년 때 선생님이었어요 라고 말을 하고 있고요. 뭐 사실 나머지는 어렵지 않은데 I'm curious. Why did he say actually my 4th grade teacher?
Probably because it's something that's maybe he feels is not that common.
아하.
Yeah, usually when you think of teachers you like, maybe it's high school or maybe professors in university. Yeah.
맞아요. 방금 그 설명 밖에는 사실은 설명이 없는 것 같은데
Yeah.
actually는 사실, 실제로 뭐 그런 뜻으로 쓰이잖아요. 뭔가 예상 밖의 대답을 할 때 actually I don't have any teacher that I liked. 뭐 이런 형태로 의외의 답이 나올 때 actually를 많이 쓰는데 저는 사실 4학년이라고 하는 이 정보 자체가 의외는 아니었어요. 초등학교 때 선생님이 가장 기억에 남을 수 있잖아요. 그런데 에반 씨가 느끼기에
Yeah.
the way he feels
Yeah.
in the way that he feels like this might be something surprising.
Yeah.
So he added actually. 네. 그렇게 actually를 쓴 이유가 되겠고요.
And the next thing he says is, so it's a teacher that I had actually kind of a long time ago. So it's a teacher that I had actually kind of a long time ago.
네, 여기에서 말하는 actually는 뭐 충분히 더 이해가 됩니다.
Yeah.
왜 있는지. So it's a teacher that I had. 제가 가졌던 선생님이라고 하면 이상하잖아요. 그래서 I met.
I
또는?
met, yeah,
or-
or a teacher that taught me,
네.
or yeah.
그래서 완전 그냥 만나고 끝난 건 아니지만 이렇게
Right.
만났다라고 번역해봤습니다. 또는 제 선생님이었던 분이죠. The person who was my
Who
teacher.
was my teacher, right?
Actually, kind of a long time ago. 사실 좀 오래됐어요.
Yeah.
이제 그래서 몇 년 전 이야기인지는 잠시 후에 나오고요. So it was a long time ago, and he had the teacher in his 4th grade. And how old was he?
Okay, he said, when I was maybe 10 years old, when I was maybe 10 years old.
네, 제가 아마 10살쯤 됐을 때였을 거예요 라고
Wow.
이야기를 하고 있고요. So he's adding maybe, even though maybe the word maybe is not necessary.
Not necessary, but sometimes things that happened a long time ago, you're not really sure. It could be 10 or 11
맞아요.
or 9. So you say maybe as in I guess or I'm guessing.
네,
Yeah.
4학년 때 몇 살이었는지 몰라서가 아니고 지금 당장 딱 떠오르는
Yeah.
게 정답인지 정확한 계산인지 몰랐을 때 이런 말 할 수 있겠죠? 오케이.
So in the next sentence, he says it a little bit fast. So first, let's take a look at the clip.
So about, almost 22 years ago. So about, almost 22 years ago.
Okay, did he say cheese? Like what?
cheese.
Okay.
사실 cheese라고 했다고 해도 굉장히 짧았어요.
Yeah. Oh, cheese. Okay, so first let me read to you what he said. So about, almost 22 years ago?
네.
Actually, he said so about oh geez
네.
almost 22 years ago, but
맞아요.
we just took that out.
네, geez, geez 비슷한 표현인데 여기서 지금 빨리 지나가면서 말을 하고 있어요. So about 사실은 그냥 가장 짧게 말한다면 so 22 years ago,
Right.
the shortest expression possible.
Possible answer.
그냥 22년 전이라고 해도 되는데 22년쯤 전이다라고 할 때는
Right.
about
22
years ago. 그런데 거의를 붙여서 거의 22년쯤 전이다. About 거의
Almost 22 years ago.
여기까지 이제 늘렸다고 하더라도 그런데 말을 하려다 보니까 22년이나 됐어?
Yeah.
라고 놀란 거죠. 그래서 he added this word.
Geez.
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 네, 그냥 이런 oh my god 이런 뜻인데 이것에 대해서는 잠시 후에 자세히 이야기를 해보겠습니다.
Okay.
일단 소리로 여러분 찾을 수 있는지 확인해 보시죠.
So about, oh geez, almost 22 years ago. So about, oh geez, almost 22 years ago.
Okay. And the next thing, he gives us reasons why he likes that teacher.
Okay.
In the next sentence. The reason he was my favorite teacher is. The reason he was my favorite teacher is.
네, 어렵지 않습니다. The reason is.
Right.
The reason is. 그 이유는 뭐다. 그런데 the reason for what? The reason that, or the reason why, 뭐 이런 말들도 붙일 수 있겠고요. The reason he was my favorite teacher. 제가 제일 좋아하는 선생님이 그분이 가장 좋아하는 선생님이었던 이유는 이라고 말하는데 시제가 was 나왔다가 is 나왔다가 조금 헷갈릴 수 있겠지만 잘 생각해 보시면 he is my favorite teacher 하면 지금도
Right.
좋아하는 선생님이어야 되는데
Right. That means right now you're in that class with that teacher.
or the teacher is still your favorite.
Oh, that's true.
네. 그런데 아니잖아요. 아닐 수 있잖아요.
Yeah, of course.
너무 오래전 일이기 때문에 he was my favorite teacher. Maybe not anymore.
Not
Right?
anymore. That's true. It could be in that way as well.
네, 예전 일이니까 he was고
Right.
그 이유는 지금 이야기하는 거잖아요.
Yeah.
네, 그래서 is가 나옵니다.
Okay. And so the number one reason is number one. He was the first guide teacher I ever had. Number one, or just one. He was the first guide teacher I ever had.
네, 이렇게 숫자 1이라고 표현하는 경우가 구어체에서도 실제로 말을 해요. one.
Yeah, we say
Yeah.
that all the time. It's like, I like this. One, because blah, blah. And two, because blah, blah.
That's right. I like working with Megan. One, because she understands Korean. Two, because she teaches English really well. Right? 그런 이제 이유를 나열할 때 one, two 하는데 이제 쓸 때도 이렇게 쓸 수 있겠죠. 그래서 그 선생님을 가장 좋아했던 이유는 one, he was the first guy teacher I ever had. 그분이 계속해서 여자 선생님만 만나다가 첫 번째 남자 선생님이었대요.
Wow. That is pretty true. I think all of my teachers were also women, except for in high school.
I see. I think throughout the 6 years that I was in elementary school, I think I had 2 male teachers and 4 female teachers. My memory might be wrong, but
Probably.
Yeah.
It's been a very long time for you, I
Yes,
guess.
it's been
Geez, almost 40 years.
not 40 years. Something like 30-something.
30-something years. Yeah.
Anyway, first guy teacher라고 했는데 guy teacher 이외에도 제가 아까 방금 전에 말했지만
Male teacher.
male teacher도 가능하겠고요. 그리고 그 다음에 male teacher도 아닌 다른 표현이 나와요.
Yeah. He was the first boy teacher I had. He was the first boy teacher I had.
Let's talk about this. Why boy?
Boy, we say boy a lot instead of man. I don't know why, but sometimes when we're trying to find, if someone is a man or a woman, we often say boy or girl, even if they're adults.
That's right. But for example, if this teacher was someone in his 50s, would you still say boy teacher?
Yes?
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, it's very weird, but like I said, when we want to know if it's a boy or a man or a
네.
woman, we often say boy or girl.
네, 그래서 boy teacher라고 했는데 남자 선생님이라고 번역을 해야 되는 거죠. 소년 선생님이라고 하면 이상하겠죠.
Yeah.
Because he was a boy and the teacher was a boy too. 이상한 거죠. 그렇지만 boy teacher라는 표현도 종종 쓴다고 합니다. 다음 문장.
So I felt like I could relate to him a little bit more than the teachers I had previously. So I felt I could relate to him a little bit more than the teachers I'd had previously.
So I felt like 이 부분에서 오늘의 핵심 문장이 들어가 있는데 느꼈어요. 어떻게 느꼈냐면 I could 뭐뭐 할 수 있다고 느꼈죠. Relate to him. 그와 공감을 할 수 있다고 느꼈어요. A little bit more. A little bit more. 조금 더 than 누구보다 the teachers I'd had previously. So previously 뭐 예전에란 말이죠.
The teachers before him.
That's right. Before. Previously, before 바꿔도 괜찮습니다. 그래서 그 전에 선생님들. The reason is probably because the teachers, well, definitely because the teachers before him were all female teachers.
Females, right.
네, 좋아요.
All right, and he gives another reason, which is, but mostly the reason he's my favorite teacher is, but mostly the reason he's my favorite teacher is.
So there's another reason.
There
then.
is. He didn't say two.
Yeah. So,
Or secondly.
네, secondly나 뭐 two라는 말을 안 했지만 아까
Right.
첫 번째는 one이라고
Yeah.
했지만
We do that as well.
네.
We might say one, blah, 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 and just keep saying the other ones
맞아요.
and not actually say.
원래는 이제 그 문장 구조가 완전하려면
Right.
one, 뭐
Two,
two, three 이렇게
three.
또 아니면 마지막에는 lastly 또는 A, B,
B,
이런 형태로
C.
나열을 해야 되는데 여기서는 그렇게 나열하지 않고 1만 말해놓고 끝내버렸습니다. 그런데 mostly 대체로 제가 그 선생님을 제일 좋아했던 이유는 뭐냐면
Because I thought his class was different from everything I'd had before, and because I thought his class was different from everything I've had before, and
네, 사실 아까 첫 번째 이유가 이제 남자 선생님이기 때문이었는데 그것이 이유는 아니었고
Right.
다른 이유가 있다고 더 큰 이유가 있다고 mostly 대체로 어떤 이유냐면 I thought his class 그분의 수업이 was different from 뭐뭐뭐 무엇과 달랐기 때문이죠. 다르다고 생각했기 때문이죠. Everything I've had before 그 전에 들었던 everything. What's everything here?
everything, it means all the other classes he's ever taken.
맞아요. Everything 하면 뭐 모든 것이지만 여기서 이 문맥에서는 every class가
Every
되겠죠.
class, right.
That's right. Every class I've had before 그 전에 들었던 수업과는 다르게 느꼈대요.
Right. And in this case, when we say different, we always mean, a positive difference. Because it could be different, but it was too different. You didn't like it. But if we say, it's different from anything I've ever had, it usually means in a positive way.
맞아요, 맞아요.
Yeah.
이런 경우 뭔가 경험을 했을 때 it's different from anything 그 전과 뭐 전혀 다르다 이런 건 거의 대부분 긍정적인 거죠. 다음 문장.
Really, everything I've had since. Really, everything I've had since.
그러니까 그 수업 선생님 수업이 정말 마음에 들었고 그 이유가 그 전에 들었던 다른 수업보다도 달랐고 그리고 그 다음에 들은 그 선생님과의 학기가 끝난 다음에 또 만났던 다른 선생님들이 있겠죠.
Yeah.
그 수업들과도 또 달랐어요. 굉장히 독특하고 very unique and different from everything else.
Yeah, everything else for the rest of his life up until now, too.
Yeah. I've had since라는 말은 since that
Since.
point. Okay, let's move on.
His class felt more like, in his class, I felt less like a student. His class felt more like, in his class, I felt less like a student.
네, 그분의 수업은 felt like 또는 felt more like 더 어떤 느낌이 들었냐면 말을 하다가 중간에 멈추고 he's changing his words.
Right.
In his class, 그분의 수업에서는 I felt less like a student. Let's talk about this a little. 제가 학생이란 느낌이 들기보다는 more like 뭐뭐뭐라는 말인데요. So when I work with you on this show, I try to make it so that people feel less like they're studying, but more like they are just talking to us.
Oh, and actually, I like working with you because I feel less like a co-host and more just like a friend.
네, 이렇게 뭐 동료보다는 친구처럼 느껴진다. 아니면 일을 하기보다는 뭐 그냥 재미있게 이야기를 나누는 것처럼 느껴진다. 약간 비교를 할 때 less like a 이런 형태로 많이 쓰게 됩니다. Okay, let's move on.
Okay, and in the next sentence, we find out why he feels less like a student. But first, we have to listen to the clip. Let's watch.
And more like I was like a member of a team. And more like I was like a member of a team.
Okay, so this is what he said. And more like I was like a member of a team.
More like I was like 사실은
Check
more
it out.
like more like like는 필요해요. 그런데 I was like는 필요가 없는 거죠.
Right.
빼고 읽어보겠습니다. And more like I was a member of a team. 어떤 팀의 일원이라는 느낌이 들었대요. 보통은 학교에서 공부를 하게 되면 you just sit there in the classroom
Right.
and your teacher is talking to you or
Right.
giving you facts, giving you things that you have to memorize. 그런데 이제 이 선생님 수업에서는 나도 뭔가 같은 팀
Yeah.
일원으로서
Yeah.
기여할 수 있다는 느낌이 들었던 거죠.
Right. Like you feel like you have a role there and that you are contributing to the class.
That's right. An important message to all the teachers out there. You have to make your students feel this way.
We should try that.
Yeah, okay. Do you feel like you're a student or a member of a team?
Okay. So let's listen to it 2 more times.
And more like I was like a member of a team. And more like I was like a member of a team.
So because he felt that way, he says this. And I really liked that. It made me want to try really hard. And I really liked that. It made me want to try really hard.
네, 그리고 그게 정말 좋았어요. I really like that. It made me want to try really hard. Try hard라는 것은 그냥 열심히 노력하는 거죠. 열심히 하고 싶게 만들었어요. 선생님의 그런 수업 방식이 마음에 들었다는 이야기이고요. 여기에서 지금 사실 말할 때는 티가 나지 않지만 밑에 자막을 보시면 I really like that 하고 마침표, period가 찍혀있지 않고 semicolon이 있는데 이것의 뜻이 있죠. This one has a meaning, right? It works as
Kind of, I guess like if you have 2 sentences or 2 ideas that need to connect, but it's not necessarily a full sentence, then you connect them that way.
That's right. So semicolons, they work, not colons, but semicolon, it works as a conjunction.
Right.
그래서 여러 가지로 여러분이 번역을 여러분 머릿속에서 하셔야 됩니다. 세마이컬런이 있으면 특히 소설을 읽거나 아니면 뭔가 기사를 읽을
Right.
때 있으면 and인지
Yeah.
but인지 therefore,인지
yeah.
because인지 or인지 so인지 두 문장 간의 논리적인 관계가 무엇인지를 사실은 말로 표현하지 않고 세마이컬런으로 그냥 찍어버리면 되는 거예요. 이게 뭐 어떻게 해서 생겼는지는 정확하게 모르겠지만 공간을 절약해 주죠.
Right.
Okay,
All
so
right.
I think that concludes the story by Evan about his favorite teacher from his 4th grade, I believe.
It sure does.
Yeah.
And so before we move on to Street Smart, we're going to take a look at it 2 more times. The first time with English subtitles, the second time without. Let's watch.
My favorite teacher that I've ever had was actually my 4th grade teacher. So it's a teacher that I had actually kind of a long time ago when I was maybe 10 years old, so about, almost 22 years ago. The reason he was my favorite teacher is, 1, he was the first guy teacher I ever had. He was the first boy teacher I had, so I felt like I could relate to him a little bit more than the teachers I'd had previously. But mostly the reason he's my favorite teacher is because I thought his class was different from everything I've had before and really everything I've had since. His class felt more like, in his class I felt less like a student and more like I was like a member of a team, and I really liked that. It made me want to try really hard. My favorite teacher that I've ever had was actually my 4th grade teacher. So it's a teacher that I had actually kind of a long time ago when I was maybe 10 years old, so about, almost 22 years ago. The reason he was my favorite teacher is, 1, he was the first guy teacher I ever had. He was the first boy teacher I had, so I felt like I could relate to him a little bit more than the teachers I'd had previously. But mostly the reason he's my favorite teacher is because I thought his class was different from everything I've had before and really everything I've had since. His class felt more like, in his class I felt less like a student and more like I was like a member of a team, and I really liked that. It made me want to try really hard.
Sounds like the teacher did a great job.
Right? And making people want to try hard and motivating his students. He
That's
did a
right.
great job.
Yeah, and at least in that he gave this student, who is Evan, a positive impression about teachers.
Yeah.
약간 선생님들 하면 무섭게 느껴지고
Right.
좀 나중에 안 만나고 싶어지는 선생님들도 있지만 이렇게 긍정적인 이미지를 인상을 남겨주셨다는 것만으로도 좋은 선생님이었던 것 같아요.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's move on to the next segment where we will be learning some interesting expressions.
Okay, it's time for Street Smart.